Hey everyone, welcome to A1 Recaps. In today's video, we're recapping Boy Kills World, a dystopian action film about a deaf and mute young man known as Boy, who seeks revenge for his family's murder. Before we get started, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. The movie begins with Hilda van der Kooi killing her enemies. She is the dictatorial ruler of an unnamed autocratic post-apocalyptic metropolis. Every year, she compiles a list of her opponents and publicly murders them in order to exert control, prevent tampering, and entertain the mostly indoctrinated populace. They call it the culling. This is how she also killed the boy's family, who is the central figure of this movie. The boy was buried alive, but he was discovered by a mysterious shaman. To make him a warrior, he has to undergo intense training while suppressing all his childish imagination. However, at night, he utilizes drugs to induce hallucinations in the boy and brainwash him. The brainwashing motivates the boy to exact revenge on Hilda for destroying his life. Deaf and mute, the boy cherishes only his best times with his sister, Mina, his best friend. Every morning for breakfast, they ate Frosty Loops, a treasured childhood memory of the boy. Mina is the only person who has never been afraid of anything in the world and is constantly plotting ways to escape this authoritarian hellhole. The boy eventually becomes an adult after undergoing rigorous physical training with the assistance of a shaman. When Boy goes to the market to sell vegetables, the soldiers of the regime suddenly raid the entire area. Glenn and Gideon van der Kooi came up with their naughty list, where they put the names of the people they thought doing something would threaten them. As they kill people relentlessly, Boy wants to go and fight with them, but Shaman doesn't want to let him go. But Boy cannot wait anymore, as he's determined to kill Hilda today. He goes after them and gets inside the back of their car. After reaching the warehouse, he sees all of them preparing for the culling, but Boy still hallucinates his dead sister Mina around her talking to him. He thinks maybe other people can see Mina like he does, so Glenn and his men spot him as he attempts to hide Mina from others. Boy fight with them fiercely, but another man named Basho wants his help to get out of there. As Boy breaks his chain, Basho assures him that he will take him to Hilda and hides behind the cart to save himself from the gunfire. Meanwhile, Glenn comes and Basho shoots him. He asks where they would be able to find Hilda while threatening to kill him with a vice. He tells them they'll find her in the van der Kooi mansion and tries to convince them so that they don't kill him. But the vice slips away from Basho's hand and falls on Glenn's head, eventually making him dead. Basho brings Boy to a secret place where another man named Benny is also present. He tells Basho that the regime killed all the other members of their group. Basho tells Benny that they will use their secret weapon Boy to seek revenge on Hilda. Basho and Benny began planning how to reach Hilda and kill her. They planned to enter the mansion before the culling ceremony, which was scheduled to start at 10 p.m. and proceed with their plan. After killing some guards and chefs outside, they enter the mansion. Boy disguises himself as a chef to blend in and kills all the people in the kitchen using a cheese grater and leaves the place with a butcher's cleaver. When he finally enters the dining table, he sees Hilda's back and beheads her in a second. But it was all an act by the fake people to prevent something like this from happening to Hilda. Gideon points a gun at Boy, but Boy turns the tables and holds Gideon at gunpoint during Gideon's rambling about a fake dinner. At that time, June 27 saves Gideon. They fight fiercely, and Boy falls to the ground. As he passes out, he dreams of being tormented by Hilda's men, but the shaman saves him. As his consciousness comes back, he sees himself tied to the chair. June 27 tells Boy she knows he got his training from the shaman, as he recognizes his fighting style. Besides, she wants to know where he is, but Boy never answers. Gideon tells Boy that he is also tired of this culling. No matter how many people they kill yearly, Hilda is never satisfied, as the shaman is still out there. In order to stop this evil deed, one of them must perish. Therefore, Gideon asks Boy to disclose the whereabouts of the shaman. Hilda's sister Melanie arrives and informs Boy that she will present him in the culling show because he killed her husband, Glenn. As the show begins, Hilda starts giving a speech but then behaves oddly, thinking she saw the shaman. Melanie takes over the microphone to stop Hilda from doing something wrong. At that time, Boy remembers that Gideon has slipped a scalpel into his clothes and starts cutting the rope with it. Melanie let the audience know that this horrendous event is sponsored by Frosty Puffs, a children's cereal company. The set transforms into a winter wonderland adorned with cereal mascots and sinister-looking elves. They bring out the victims to torture them, stab stab them and eventually kill them brutally. Finally, Boy cuts the rope and frees himself, but they placed a control device on Boy's neck. When Melanie activates the device, it causes him to fall from the shock. Some masked men take the boy to kill mercilessly like the others. At that time, a man wearing a goat costume approaches the boy with a mallet, intending to kill him. Instead, he starts to kill the masked men. It was Basho. Benny also joined and started shooting at all of them. In the control room, Melanie becomes angry as they ruin her show. Believing Gideon to be responsible, she pours her anger at him by shooting him in the back. The audience left immediately. The trio then started fighting with the soldiers of the Van der Kooi group. Melanie comes with a firearm and starts shooting at them. Unfortunately, Benny gets shot while saving Boy, initially leaving him dead. Moments later, Basho also gets shot, but Boy goes after her and holds her captive in front of the camera. He kills Melanie brutally by crushing her face with the camera, but Basho still could move, so he left to kill Hilda along with Boy. Many more Van der Kooi soldiers were approaching Boy. As he murdered them one by one, he noticed that Basho had died behind him due to a previous wound. The boy hops on the elevator to the bunker, where he'll find Hilda. Her crew takes him to her. The boy sees a family portrait in which he also sees his and her sister's younger self. As Hilda comes, she tells him that she thought he was dead. She also lets him know that Hilda is the boy's mother. Suddenly, the boy remembered that the shaman had made him forget that Hilda was his mother and had instead made him believe that the shaman's wife was his mother by hypnotizing him. He also burnt his ears and cut his tongue, which made him deaf and mute. The shaman killed Hilda's husband, so Hilda made Boy kill all the members of the shaman except him. But Boy is not built for this, so he caused chaos by firing his gun wildly and running away from the place. Later, the shaman found him and trained him so that the boy could seek revenge on his behalf. The boy also discovers that June 27, who he has been hallucinating, is actually his sister Mina. On the other hand, Hilda tells June 27 that it is not his brother. The shaman made him the way he wanted, so she should deal with him accordingly. June 27th goes towards the boy to kill him, but when he shows her a hand gesture, she remembers what they did in their childhood in front of Hilda's statue, showing her all the fingers. So instead of killing him, she killed Hilda with a tomahawk. Now, both of them start fighting with the whole Van der Kooi soldiers. After a violent battle with the crew, the siblings get on the elevator to leave the place immediately. On the ground floor, they see Shaman standing right in front of them. Boy tells him that he got what he wanted, as Hilda is dead now in sign language, but he wants everyone dead, including his sister. So June 27 starts fighting against the shaman. As he is on the verge of killing her, the boy saves her. Then both siblings begin fighting with him. The intense battle left all of them badly wounded. After June 27 was hurt poorly by the shaman, the boy killed him mercilessly while using a sharp rock into his neck. The movie concludes with both siblings leaving the oppressive society to begin a new life where they can live freely.